Welcome to the City of Rochester City Council meeting. It is November 25th, and the Big Bright Light Show is on. So welcome to Council Chambers. We're going to start off with roll call.
Salvia.
Here.
Bixson.
Here.
Klauser.
Here.
Hauser.
Here.
Jones.
Here.
King. And Trent.
Here. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We will start out this evening with our swearing-in ceremony. Thank you, Judge Laura, for being here with us tonight. You can see we've got a packed chamber for this. So as a suggestion, I thought maybe we would do these in alphabetical order. So I think that would have Stuart Bixson up first to be sworn in.
So you can repeat after me. I, Stuart Bixson,
I, Stuart Bixson,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United States
to support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
and the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the City of Rochester Charter,
the City of Rochester Charter,
and will faithfully discharge
and will faithfully discharge
the duties of council member for the City of Rochester
the duties of council member for the City of Rochester
for a term ending November 23rd, 2027,
for a term ending November 23rd, 2027,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability. Thank you.
There's everyone.
Next, we will have Jessica Klauser. Yeah, there you go. Do you want any family members to join you,
You should have Mark join you for sure, and your kids.
or your kids?
Mark for sure.
Get the girls.
Oh, no, the kids can come. There you go.
And you got your photographers ready?
Is someone going to take a photo?
All right, let's start with the most important.
Yeah.
Pictures.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good idea.
All right, so you can repeat after me. I, raise your right hand. I, Jessica Klauser,
I, Jessica Klauser,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United States,
to support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the Constitution of Michigan, the State of Michigan,
the City of Rochester Charter,
the City of Rochester Charter,
and will faithfully discharge
and will faithfully discharge
the duties of council member
the duties of council member
for the City of Rochester
for the City of Rochester
for a term ending
for a term ending
November 27th, 2029,
November 27, 2029,
to the best of my
to
ability.
the best of my abilities.
Congratulations.
Klauser Hauser.
All right, here we go.
Hauser, Hauser.
I was just checking my ABCs here.
We're doing okay.
Okay.
All right. Repeat after me. I, Christian Hauser,
I, Christian Hauser,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution
to support the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the City of Rochester Charter,
the City of Rochester Charter,
and will faithfully discharge
and will faithfully discharge
the duties of council member
the duties of council member
for the City of Rochester
for the City of Rochester
for a term ending
for a term ending
November 23rd, 2027,
November 23rd, 2027,
to the best of my
to
ability.
the best of my abilities. Thanks so much. Thank you. I'll stand right over here.
I think Salvia is next.
Salvia.
Last but not least,
Okay, so raising it up, but left hand on the Bible.
I, Nancy Salvia,
I, Nancy Salvia,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United States,
to support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the City of Rochester Charter,
the City of Rochester Charter,
and will faithfully discharge
and will faithfully discharge
the duties of council member
the duties of council member
for the City of Rochester
for the City of Rochester
for a term ending
for a term ending
November 27, 2029,
November 27, 2029,
to the best of my abilities.
to the best of my abilities.
All right, so I have yours down.
All three swearings in have been with his Bible.
That's everyone.
Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, we have the passing of the gavel, which leads us into the mayor of the election of the mayor and the mayor pro tem. So I move. Kind of like the passing of the chairs, not the passing of the gavel.
Get the hot seat.
I put that chair lower. So we have a big crowd, so just to kind of say what's going on in case you're not aware, the city of Rochester has, they select their mayor by a vote of city council members this time every year. So it's a one-year term. So we go through and ask for nominations, and there's a vote, and the top vote getter, or whoever gets 4 votes first, becomes the mayor. And we do the same thing for mayor pro tem. So I will start. Are there any nominations for the position of mayor for a term starting November 25, 2025 through November 24, 2025? Councilmember Vixen.
I will nominate Councilperson Debbie Jones.
Debbie Jones, the name has been entered into nomination. Are there any other nominations? Yes.
I would
Councilor.
nominate Nancy Salvia.
The name of Nancy Sylvia has also been entered into for nomination. Are there any other nominations? Is there any discussion on the matter? Mayor Sylvia.
Thank you. So I would just like to make 2 points. First of all, council, I just want to thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve. I have been so blessed this past year. My microphone's not on. There we go. Let's start again. So I have 2 points I'd like to make. First of all, council, I just want to say thank you. I have been so blessed to serve this council and really to grow as a leader. I have received some great feedback from you individually, from the council members, Councilmember Trent, Councilmember Jones, and I have made some changes. Admittedly, I would do some things differently. I have already made some changes, done some things differently, but I just wanted to say thank you for allowing me to grow as a leader. It has been an incredible year. Secondly, I would like to comment on our process. So our charter is very clear. Our charter says we elect a mayor and mayor pro tem for the term of 1 year at the second meeting in November. But beyond that, it's up to us to decide how that election takes place. And I have seen for the past 9 years, I think that process could be better. I think as a council, we can do better. And I know we can, because we have just done this. We require from city administration, for police chief, fire chief, city clerk, that they work on succession planning. We have the role of a mayor pro tem and a mayor, but yet we do not deliberately plan for those. We do not do mentoring, training, give opportunities. And so I'm saying I think we can do better as a council. As an example, we recently did this. We hired the new city clerk. We had 2 strong internal candidates. We looked at their resumes, we interviewed them. As a council, we deliberated publicly, we had discussion publicly. Is that comfortable? No. But in the end, we selected the candidate that had the skills, experience, and temperament to best suit that role. So I'm saying all this, and I know honestly, no one wants to talk about this right now. All we want to do is vote. And so I say that acknowledging that if not talk about it now, when? When are we going to talk about this? When are we going to put this on the table so that our process can be better and we don't have to go through this every year? Last thing I'd like to say is regarding this process and regarding this election. So I think Councilmember Jones is an incredible woman. I think she's incredibly hardworking and very intelligent. I can't support her as mayor at this time. It's not about her. It's about the process. It's not about the person, it's about the process. So in closing, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for allowing me to serve this past year. I would hope this council can recognize experience, proven leadership, and one who has the ability to grow and change, to continue to serve. Thank you.
Are there any other comments before we take this to a vote? As tradition is the first person, we will vote in the order nominated, and if there's enough votes, which would be 4 for nomination of the first one, then we wouldn't move to the second one. So all those, now we're going to take a vote for the first one in nomination, which is Councilmember Debbie Jones. So I will turn this over to the clerk to call the roll for appointment for the city of Rochester mayor.
Salvia,
No.
Vixen,
Yes.
Clauser,
Yes.
Hauser,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
King, Trent,
Yes.
Having received 5 votes, the mayor of the city of Rochester now belongs to Councilmember Jones. Now we will repeat the process for Mayor Pro Tem with the same term, which is November 25, 2025 to November 24, 2025. Thank you. 6.
Very short term.
And you're done. And I'm done. That's why I get this once a year. Back over there. Councilmember Trent.
I nominate Mayor Pro Tem Vixen for the Mayor Pro Tem position for next year.
Okay, City Council Member Bixson has been entered into nomination. Are there any other nominations? Seeing none. Any comments before we take the vote? And seeing none, we will now vote on the Mayor Pro Tem position for November 2025 through November 24, 2026. Madam Clerk?
Mayor Jones,
Yes.
Vixen,
Sorry, that did- my name.
Vixen,
Yes.
Clauser,
Yes.
Hauser,
Yes.
Salvia,
Yes.
Trent.
Yes.
Having received 6 votes, the Mayor Pro Tem is Stuart Bixson. Congratulations. I will now turn the gavel to the new mayor, Debbie Jones.
Thank you.
Oh, boy. Okay. My composure, I gotta get my composure here. I'm grateful to have your support. Thank you. I pledge to do all I can do to continue the very best of what Mayor Salvia and Mayor Bixson brought to this position. I know Rochester is a better place because of both of them. As new, re-elected, and current members, we have a diverse set of talents. I see this as very positive, and it makes for a dynamic, responsive city council. We love our city, and we give of our time and our hearts to represent Rochester, both as residents and the business community. I do want to thank my family and friends. This has not been an easy month. They kept my head above water. Thank you. With that said, we're going to go back to the agenda. I would like to, as my first thing I'm doing, I'd like to add something to the agenda, if I can. Usually, we do boards and commission appointments at the next meeting or the following meeting, but we have an appointment that I believe needs to happen tonight, and that is for Planning Commission, because they have a meeting on December 1. So if it's okay, I would like to add that to the agenda. Is there any objections? No. So we will move ahead with that. We will need someone to nominate someone for Planning Commission.
I would like to nominate Christian Hauser.
Any other nominations? Any discussion? Councilmember Klauser.
So I want to first start by saying I'm honored to have earned the votes and trust of so many Rochester residents, trust in both what I'm capable of and trust in the vision that I shared for Rochester. That trust means everything to me, and I am committed to ethical governance. I believe that we can stand firm in our principles and still show grace. I believe that we can disagree with each other without being divisive or disrespectful. And I think that we should hold ourselves to a high standard that lifts the community up. Those are the values that I will bring to every decision that I make. With that, I knocked just under 2,000 doors. I talked to a lot of residents about a lot of different things. I have a laundry list that everyone's gonna love, from HOA concerns to the admin building, to sidewalks and safe routes to schools, to the curbside services. People love curbside services. But it is without a doubt that the number one thing that our residents worry about is development. Development from the projects that have been approved over the last 3 to 5 years that haven't broken ground, from the process to the treatment of folks during our processes, to the houses that are being built in our neighborhoods, to some of the most recent projects that have been approved, and if they fit the character of our community. That's what I heard from residents, and I heard over and over again that they want representatives on the Planning Commission as well as City Council that ask thoughtful questions, that do the right thing, not the easy thing, and that also prioritize the values that make Rochester so special and preserve our historic downtown. And so in keeping with the way I plan to lead, integrity, transparency, and a responsiveness to our community, I cannot vote. I will be voting no on this appointment for Planning Commission.
Any other discussion, comments?
Yes. As some people know, there was a letter writing campaign that went on in favor of Councilperson Hauser. And I got a lot of letters telling me that I needed to vote for him because there was some, underhanded thing going on behind the scenes, and, that wasn't right because of all the service that he had done. He has done good service for the community, but the thing was, we were choosing between two people on our council who've both been on Planning Commission who have done a very good job. I actually appointed both of them. I've served with both of them. They've done a good job. So I was really offended by the letters, not that people contacted me, because of course that's good, but I was offended by the kind of undertone that was put out there that I don't think was really truthful. So, you know, I will support this nomination, but I very much did not like the campaign that went on because I think it wasn't really, it was disingenuous because we were looking at two very good people. We were not looking at, you know, undermining one person in particular because we were, you know, angry at him or something like that. So I just want to get that out there. You know, that's what was going on out in our community in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Thank you.
Any other comments? Madam Clerk, roll call?
Jones,
Yes.
Vixen,
Yes.
Clauser,
No.
Hauser,
Yes.
King. I'm sorry. Salvia,
Yes.
Trent.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes. Moving on. Public comment scheduled, non-scheduled, and presentations. Judge Laura, you're up. Right?
Judge Laura, we're looking for a judicial update. You were going to talk about Veterans Court. We're so happy you're here.
You're on the agenda. It's right up there.
Just like law school.
Well, it's a good thing I don't need preparation to talk about that because right before coming here, I was dealing with putting my 2- and 4-year-old to bed, so I completely forgot that I was speaking besides doing that. But, so this is the update for the courthouse. So I'm one of 3 judges there. You might know my benchmates who are wonderful, Judge Lisa Azadorian and Judge Nancy Karniak. And I run 2 treatment courts in the building. I started both of those treatment courts since I became judge. One of them is the Veterans Treatment Court. That helps serve veterans who come to court, and it really addresses the issue as to why they came to court. So let's say if they came to court because they were charged with a crime and they're an alcoholic, we address the alcoholism issue, or we address the issue of other collateral issues that might be going on in their lives. We have a wonderful group of volunteers from the community. One of them is here, Mr. Pampalona. Wonderful volunteers who are also veterans that are volunteering to come and help these veterans. And there's also representatives from the hospital, the Veterans Hospital, Veterans Services, Oakland County Veterans Services. So it's a great program where we're able to help people who are getting processed through the court system, who are veterans. We also started Operation Drive. A large part of a district court docket is tickets for driving offenses. A lot of those driving offenses can be misdemeanors. So your insurance could lapse, things could happen where you end up with a misdemeanor because you get a driving while license suspended ticket, or a driving while license expired, revoked, denied. Well, when those tickets happen, a lot of times people are unaware that they have them. They get the ticket, their license is suspended, and now they find out they can't drive. Well, then the next day, what happens when they have to take their kids to school, or they have to get to work, or they have to get to the doctor? It creates a hardship for people. And the hardship isn't that they just got that ticket. There's a fallout that happens. And in the legal process through the courts, we see that. We see that this person has to reinstate their license at Secretary of State. Usually that fee is $250 for each reinstatement. That has nothing to do with the court. But on top of that, there's court costs. Court costs for a driving while license suspended are typically $925, and now they have to go pay their insurance. So how is that person going to get back on their feet? So, long story short, the Operation Drive program takes those tickets, delays them for 11 months, and provides assistance to these individuals to help them get their driver's license back. Because why wouldn't we want more licensed drivers on the road rather than people continually driving without a driver's license and continuing to pick up these tickets over and over again because they dig themselves into a hole they can't get out of. So that's another program that was just recently started at our court, and we're working on funding from the state of Michigan for that. We recently received a grant from the state of Michigan for the Veterans Court. So we're very proud of those 2 programs, and both of those are ran through my court. And Judge Karniak also has a sobriety court, and a mental health treatment court. So we're trying to do good work for the people in our community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So now we have some exciting things going on. We have an audit presentation. So we've got Rana Emmons, correct? Raina. Thank you.
Oh, in a minute.
Did I do it right?
I got something.
Terrific, thank you.
Nice.
Good evening.
Well, let Judge Lord, let him get to the kids.
Yeah, go, please, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, it is. Okay. Thank you.
I have them put up there too. Yeah, yes, that's fine.
Raina, they're leaving because they're not.
Sorry, Raina. I don't think they want the audit presentation. Yeah.
Just a little housekeeping.
Thank you. I was about ready to do that. Yeah. Right. Let people leave the room.
Actually, I want my daughter to take a picture.
Mayor, while they're doing that,
There's quite a few.
while they're doing that, Brian is online. We're going to try to keep up with the schedule, the agenda, so that if we want to keep looking at the screen, we can try and, I think, Brian, you're there, right? So we're going to try to scroll with that if we can. I'm trying to make this a habit because I think it's pretty helpful to
I
have that up
love
there.
this. I
Yeah,
love this.
It works
Yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah. Yep. Keep the crowd knowing what's going on.
Yeah, yeah.
No talking.
Even our windows are big, bright lit.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can thank Rose upstairs for that. Rose takes great pride in this, and Pat came and did the tree in the lobby
Yes.
with the Historic Society. We appreciate that.
Definitely check that out. It is a wonderful decoration.
Yeah, this was a team effort this year, so.
Okay. Please. Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Raina Emmons, I'm a partner with PSLZ. Once again, my pleasure to be here this evening and address council. Congratulations to all new and existing council members. And we always appreciate council's support. Makes our, whether it's the city administration, as the independent auditors, I mean, it's a team effort, and we really appreciate your support for allowing us to get things done. So, I'm gonna jump in with a few highlights, and then I'm happy to answer any questions. I'll keep it at a higher macro level, because you have a lot going on this evening. Starting off, the city did receive the highest level of audit opinion possible, which is an unmodified opinion. No exceptions, disclaimers, nothing bad to report. In layman's terms, that's a clean audit opinion. The property taxes, your largest source of revenue, increased 6.4% this year. The year before was about 6.6%, so still a very healthy taxable value increase. That's not property tax millage, it's totally taxable values. State shared revenue was flat this year. Of course, the real story really is interest income, way up this year. Thank you to Treasurer Maggio for taking advantage of things that the city can invest in and that are safe, but giving a very good rate of return. We did increase the general fund balance this year, and total general fund expenditures were $14.5 million this year. And with that, you still were able, because of those increases in the revenues, able to add to the bottom line of the general fund. But you did a really nice job of keeping your operating expenditures very stable. So things like salaries, benefits, supplies, your day-to-day, what makes the city run, very stable, no big significant increases. You really put the money into capital projects, which is tremendous. You're taking advantage of things like grant money from outside, federal, state, and local, the county level. So you're using other sources of money, not just the, resident taxpayer money, to do these big projects. Which you have a lot going on right now. And next year, there will be more. You did add debt this year. You had the $2.56 million capital improvement bonds this year, and also the drinking water state revolving fund in the water fund. Ultimately, you paid down $2.1 million in principal this year.
Yeah.
And then let's just jump to the pension liability. Pretty much flat from the year before, which is great. We don't like to see any big increases. You are 63.8% funded this year, which is up. We'd like to see that. The state likes to see that. And also the other post-retirement healthcare benefit trust, also net investment gain of $1.4 million this year. Again, we'd like to see that. But overall, everything very healthy. I have no concerns as far as anything you really need to keep your eye on. The story here is operating expenditures are very stable. You're accomplishing so much in the capital infrastructure and projects here in the city. You've got more ongoing, which I will be very excited to share with you next year as well. But just keep doing what you're doing. That's exactly, and when you're making, when you work on the budget, when you're making, what you would like to make a priority as a council, that's the opportunity to do it there. What you'd like to do with your resources and what you want to accomplish and get done. So keep doing what you're doing. Ultimately, this is a very good report. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Council, any questions? Sounded
Sounds good.
absolutely perfect.
Yes.
Thank you for all
Thank
you're
you.
doing.
Thank you.
Thank you to city administration, department heads, everyone's really wonderful to work with, so thank you. It doesn't happen without them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the approval of the consent agenda.
You want to do other public comment?
Oh, I'm sorry. Any other public comments, sorry, for items not on the agenda? And also anyone that's on live, I'll check.
Thank you.
Can you?
My name is Mary Jo Dunha. I've lived in this area 81 years, all my life.
Oh, my gosh.
The reason I'm here is concerning Mount Avon Cemetery. First of all, good news, my daughter was the first one to purchase 2 plots in the monument section today at 9:30 in the morning for Chapman Lane.
Nice.
But the reason I'm here is because of several things. First of all, my parents purchased their plots in the 40s, paid $70 for 6 spots, not arguing about the price of the other ones today. They passed away over 20 years ago. My husband passed away a month ago, and I've been visiting the grave at least twice a day. On the fence entering at both spots is a sign that states in red with reverse print in white, "No pets allowed." Almost every day I see pets being walked inside the cemetery. I'm getting a little tired. My spot happens to be right on Cass Cass Avenue walking in. I get a little tired of stepping in dog doo-doo. On Sunday, there was a couple walking 2 large dogs on Chapman Lane, they were on leash, but chasing after the poor little deer. If you know that lane, the monuments are quite high. The deer are trying to jump over the monuments because the dogs are scaring them. Now, poor little deer could have a broken leg because of that. I happened to stop the person and say, "Did you happen to see the signs that are posted? No pets allowed in the cemetery." Oh, laughing. Sure. Well, I'm tired of seeing that and hearing that from other people. The reason I'm here tonight is I would like the council to consider about, I don't know how you're going to do it, but impose a fine that people that are walking pets inside the cemetery would be fined. And I don't mean $50 or $100. That won't stop these people. It needs to be $200 or $300. So whatever you need to do to start to get this going, I would like to see this done, and I'd like to have it posted underneath where no pets are permitted, right there so everybody could see it. Now, living in this area a long time, I've talked to at least 20 of my classmates, because I graduated in '62. And their relatives are buried, and they say the same thing. They're tired of stepping in dog little doo-doos. So, council, You just were sworn in tonight. Step up to the plate, do the right thing, impose a fine for people walking their dogs in the cemetery. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you.
Any other public comment?
Good evening, Ann Peterson, 233 North Alice. Thank you so much for coming up. I've been complaining about that for years too, of seeing them in there and they just disregard. So hopefully we do something to stop them from doing that, because they don't pick up after themselves even when they walk outside of the cemetery. So anyhow, besides that, I want to say congratulations to Ms. Jones and to Stuart Bixon and to Jessica for the election that you won, and I would say the same thing to Sarah and you as well, Christian, but she's not here. So please work together. And Jessica, what you said couldn't have resonated more regarding the Planning Commission. And I really hope that does change in the future, so we have a better cohesiveness and understanding of what our community needs. No matter what outsiders tell us what we need, it's what we know we need for our own community. I have been here almost 40 years now. Didn't grow up here like you did, but I think that we need to start paying attention to our own community and not what other people are doing in other communities, so we can continue having a great community. And let's see. I think it's been a very interesting ride, and I appreciate everybody who puts the hard work and truth into those seats. And as far as the charter goes and changing that, regarding the mayor and the mayor pro tem, yes, it's been going on forever. However, we are a city manager-run city, and I would really like anybody in those seats to understand that's who runs our city. We just help make sure that they're doing the right thing. And I think that needs to come first and foremost. Unless we change the charter and have the vote of the people go to where we end up becoming a mayor-run city, because that would be the only way that it would make sense to do anything different right now. And if people can't get along up there, no matter what, I've been there, sat there many years, I know what goes on, and it's okay. Sometimes things are a blessing in disguise, but I want us to understand that the city administration that we have in all departments is who runs this city with our guidance and help in making sure that we have good policy. It's not any of you, okay? You are to address our concerns, just as Jessica heard so many people tell her the concerns that we have here. And if we don't start doing that, it's just going to make their job harder. And then we can't afford to not have true succession planning that has to do with our city administration, not with the seats that are only for a year. So with that, congratulations to all of you. Enjoy. Take care of the city administration, because if you don't and you're making bad decisions, then I will just be up here continually making you accountable. And then I do have one ask regarding Planning Commission, that every single one of the people that sit there attend the Michigan Municipal League's planning class. If they don't, they do not deserve to sit there. And last thing I had to say. Oh, and congratulations to Brian, the new clerk. I didn't hear about it until later, so congratulations.
Any other public comment?
Good evening, Vito Pampalona. I've been in business in this community since the middle 80s. I've sat up there on the DDA. We built those parking decks, and we've done a lot of good things over the years. As a developer and we're one of the biggest office landlords in town here. We have over 70,000 square feet. We've got buildings in some of the greatest spots, and we've attracted great tenants because of who we are, Rochester. And Rochester got to be where it's at because of the quality developments and doing what's right for the city. We can't let personalities get involved or things that are non-productive when productive things need to be done. You're gonna have a major decision on that school property where the old Rochester High School is. That's gotta be something that when we drive by 20 years from now, we made the right decisions. You know, and in any other project. That's why the Planning Commission and this council you've got a lot of work to do and you got a major responsibility. We pay, our tax base is high, we pay big-time non-homestead taxes, but that's okay. That's what makes this city, and we're happy to do it. We attract great tenants, we attract great people who live here, who work here. So when you're looking at planning commissions, it's not just, I don't know if I like this guy or this gal or whatever. There's no place for that. There's no room for that. All right, we have to make decisions based on what is right for this city and how this city got to be where we're at today. We have probably the best city in southeast Michigan when you look at everything. Schools, location, we got the award-winning downtown. I mean, year after year, we win these national awards. People come from all over the country to see our Christmas. So, you know, when we're looking forward and we've got decisions to make, especially with planning and on council, we got to make the right decisions. There's no personalities in decisions. It's all about, is this the right project for this town, for our city? And so, you know, we've got beautiful things going on. We've got quality developers in this area and landowners, and, you know, we maintain our properties. Everybody does. So it's a big thing, and I hate to see a planning commission, and especially we got some very experienced people that know this business. We need to work together and make the smart choices, the right choices for this city, and we'll continue to get even better and better. And I think we can even go up a few notches. And I think one of the main things that's going to happen is that school property has to be the right fit. And we have some concepts. I've talked about concepts with other developers and stuff, and there's a way to make that work and make it work beautifully. So let's go forward from here. Thank you for the time tonight. Congratulations to the people who are elected and re-elected. We got a little work to do. I'm always happy to help, but let's get the personalities out of it and get the brains working and go forward. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Okay. Any other comment?
Good evening, Patricia Kane, 817 West 4th Street, Rochester. I've sat through many a November with this. I remember Katulik and Lewis, Chrisman,
Oh, my gosh.
Douglas, Worth, been here for all of them. And I will tell you, this is the first time I'm embarrassed for what I heard and what I saw from this city. I want to congratulate our new mayor. You own that seat, okay? It's yours, you own it, and you're going to be fine. I want to congratulate our Mayor Pro Tem Bixson. The one thing I constantly hear about Mayor Pro Tem Bixson, besides his experience, is common sense and community. Unflappable. Councilmember Clauser, you ran beautifully, and everybody that talked to me was impressed with experience, knowledge, that down-home feel. Congratulations to Councilmember Salvia and Hauser for being back on council, and we need to go forward. There's a time and a place for processes to be discussed. We have to go forward, so my only reminder is, I think now that the stress and the pressure is off, it's time for everybody sort of to sit back and celebrate. We have a holiday coming up this week, and we need to just take it for what it is and enjoy it. Come December, you know, things roll very different, and we start getting into budgets. Certainly, we've got zoning facing us, and there are some other things. I guess what I'm most upset about, and I'm just going to say it very briefly, is when that letter came about, that big email, it may have died now because decisions are made, but what didn't die in this community is how it was put out to try to influence. And I think that's something that we're all kind of a little shocked and surprised about, is how and where it originated. And I feel bad for that, but I want you all to enjoy your seats, enjoy what you're going to do for this community, enjoy what you're going to do from us, because at some point you're going to feel the stress from people like me and others and the money. But enjoy. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, thank you. Any other public comment? And is Brian? Is there anybody
Yes,
on?
Mayor. I see a caller with their hand raised.
Okay. I know who that
If
is?
caller 651 would like to unmute themselves?
Jane, is that you?
Hello?
Go ahead, Jane.
Hello? Hi, this is Jane Turner. I wonder, thank you, congratulations to all the electors. But I was wondering if we have found a new fire chief yet, or has it even started? Hello?
I'll be glad to
Can you
answer. Would you
answer?
like me to?
Yes,
Sure.
please.
Yes, so the good news is, yes, we have. His name is Scott Demoff. I sent out an email to the city council and to staff earlier this week. Scott accepted the job. He's got to go through a background, but with his background, if he can't pass the background, then that's not a good thing. So he's got years of experience. He's an extremely professional, experienced firefighter, a family man. He's been a chief for 10 years in Redford. He's been a firefighter for 26 years. He's all about community. He came by yesterday. We did down to the fire hall. Chief John was cooking with Anthony, I think, down there, and Joellen tried to get him around to meet some of the folks in the
met him.
community. A couple people met him, yep.
I met him.
So he, there's a process. He has to go through a formal background check, takes a couple of weeks, and then I'll bring him to a city council meeting for everybody to meet. Probably start, if everything goes right, end of December or the first week of January. Chief John is graciously staying, going to transition with him. They've talked, John's very happy also. I thank Chief John, Joellen, and Chief George. They helped me through that process. It was rigorous. We got down to 6 candidates that were wonderful. Then we got down to 2. And then I was so pleased, and Scott was always my first choice based on his personality and what he has to offer. And I can't wait for you to meet his family. I met his wife and 2 daughters yesterday, and just a positive human, and looking forward to the challenge. He's a good listener. He's going to come in, evaluate the system, and I'm glad folks talked about the succession planning. That's what we need to do, especially with the fire department being relatively new. We want to get the structure right over there. So he'll listen, he'll talk to all the employees, and then we'll move on from there. So within 6 months, I would see that we'll have a straight path forward for him to decide the best way to do it, which is perfect with our budget, timing and everything. So I'm excited, and hopefully everything goes right, and we'll see him, within a month or a little bit after that.
Awesome. All right, does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
Thank you for
You
calling.
have a good evening, and happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you. Anyone else? Brian?
Thank you. I'm not seeing any other callers with their hands raised at this time.
Okay, thank you. All right, now on to the consent agenda. Consideration to approve the minutes from October 13th, October 27th, and November 10th, all 2025. Consideration to approve Fire and Ice Festival on January 16th, 2026. Consideration to approve a special event, Goodbye 25 5K Run Walk, to take place on December 31st, and the receipt of the check register. Motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda with items A, B, C, and D as presented.
All right, support?
I'll support.
Hauser? Any comments? All right, Madam Clerk?
Jones?
Yes.
Vixen?
Yes.
Classer?
Yes.
Hauser?
Yes.
Salvia?
Yes.
Trent?
Yes.
All right, old business, there is none. Public hearings, we've got the Director of Project Management, Jason Warner, to come up.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you. So at the last meeting, we set for a public hearing tonight for the program year 2026 CDBG funding. As mentioned a couple weeks ago, the county has changed their process for CDBG funding, so it's more of a grant application. We're intending to apply for $90,000 to connect the paths between the softball field and the community garden, so an ADA pathway near and around the site of what could be the skate park someday. So the first step in applying is to hold a public hearing for the project.
All right, so this is the public hearing starting at 7:51. Any comments, questions? End the public hearing at 7:51. All right, thank you. That's it, right?
Any questions for Councilor?
Anyone else have questions? All right. So that's it? Do we need a motion? Okay, we need a motion.
I would make a motion to approve the community block grant development application.
Support. Support from Trent. Any other comments? No? Madam Clerk?
Jones?
Yes.
Vixen?
Yes.
Clouser?
Yes.
Hauser?
Yes.
Salvia?
Yes.
Trent?
Yes.
Madam Mayor, I just want to point out, again, this doesn't mean we got that money. We're applying for that money, right? So I just want to be clear, because Chris is here, and I don't want him to go back and say, hey, these guys thought they got the 90 grand, so. But yeah, just,
Fingers
so that's for us to
crossed. We get it.
apply, and we feel like we have a very strong application, because it ties all the things we've been doing together.
Okay,
So
wonderful.
just want to make sure everybody knows that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, there is no legislative deliberation now, reports and regular business. And Chief George is here, that's going to come up to talk about the police school liaison officer budget, and I believe something we need to sign for that.
Appears we lost the audio on at home, so let's see if he does. Sorry.
You all set?
Yes.
Good evening, Mayor Jones, and just want to congratulate everybody. It's going to be great to work with this team, as always. Just real quick, a little bit on our school resource officer position. It's been a long,
He's been here like 3 straight days.
If I look like I'm beat up, I am. But
Know the feeling.
as a police chief, I have to say, I'm very proud to have 2 police officers assigned to Rochester Community Schools. And we are very successful. And the reason is I have 2 outstanding officers assigned there. I have Officer Chisholm that's here today. He's going to talk a little bit about his duties and responsibilities. And Officer Dramer. She couldn't be here tonight. She has a minor injury. But between both officers, they have over 20 years in the schools. That's unbelievable. And I get nothing but positive feedback from the parents and the teachers and the administration and the youths there. They just do an outstanding job. And they both have the temperament and they're just both intelligent people, and I'm very proud to have them as officers here in the city. I wish I had 10 more of them. But with every program, there's a cost. We do have an interlocal agreement with the Rochester Community Schools between our city, Oakland Township, and Rochester Hills. Every year, there's a budget. You've seen this budget before. I don't know if everyone reviewed it. There's a few changes. It looks like we're getting more money this year, the city of Rochester, which is a good thing. But this whole thing, if you read the budget and you agree with it, there's just got to be a motion made to allow the city manager to sign it.
Sign it?
That's it. Everything looks good to me. I'm sure the city attorney reviewed it. I don't know if he has any comments about it, but the budget mainly covers the wages of the officers. There's probably built-in overtime, the use of our police vehicles. There's a cell phone. They give us money for cell phones and some material expenses. There's 5 officers assigned to the school. The city of Rochester provides 2. So if you have any questions about that, if not, I will have Officer Chisholm talk about his responsibilities, his experiences in the school.
Okay.
Justin?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. So RCS has approximately 15,000 students. I'm responsible for 7 elementary schools and Ruther Middle School. So I have to bounce around between 8 schools on a daily basis. We do over 160 presentations in a school year, so from K through 7th grade, on topics from kindergarten safety, wearing your seatbelt, not standing up on the bus, introducing myself so they're not worried that a police officer is in the building, up to, as we get into upper L, we teach them what a mandated reporter is. We talk about physical and sexual abuse, how they can talk to people at school. and get help, perhaps if they're not getting it at home. And then we also talk about drugs and changing themes with social media, cell phone use, and just problems that we're seeing with the youth. We have 22 school buildings in the district and the Board of Education, and we're responsible to really be a cohesive group between myself, Officer Dramer, who's at the high school, and she also has Hart Middle School, which unless they redistrict, it's large, has 1,100 students for 3 grades. So she is busy, but we also collaborate with the school district. We're responsible for working with their contractors to offer any insight on safety. We were all in the position when Oxford happened, so we had to do a collaborative reset and look at where we could make RCS better and try to prevent something like that from happening. And then also we work with everyone down from Mr. Russo, who's the superintendent, down to our classroom teachers and our building admins, and help them out with day-to-day operations. It's called school liaison position because we're the liaison and bridge between academia, who may not have a grasp on the law, and then the general public and students and law enforcement. We kind of bridge that together to make sure everyone's on the same page and staying safe throughout the school day. So I think it's very, very important, and if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
I have just a comment. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I have 2 little ones, and the stuff that you do is what keeps me up at night. So I appreciate everything you guys do for our schools. And if you see Russell, if you could remind him not to stand up on the bus, that would also really help while you're here. But thank you, really.
Thank you.
And I just want to say the same thing, because I volunteered in the schools K through 12, and the relationships that I watched being built between the officers and the students are irreplaceable. They trust the officers, they share things with them, they're called, I know Officer Amy sometimes is called out to their homes because they've built such a great relationship, so totally appreciate this program.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're actually unique. We're one of the only places in the community, and RCS wouldn't have it any other way, but that we have elementary liaisons. So the students are used to seeing an officer. There's kids that, since I've been in my 5th year, they've moved on from elementary to middle school. They go to Ruth, they're, oh, Officer Chisholm. And we try to bridge the gap so that when they get to middle school and they get to high school and they start having more complex problems thrown at them, that they're not afraid. They look at the police officer as a friend rather than, oh my gosh, that's someone who's going to get me in trouble or arrest me, because they've known us for so many years. So it's truly helpful.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Yeah, I say this every year as a former high school teacher at a public school. I 100% support the liaison program. It's absolutely essential, especially in today's crazy world. So thank you.
Councilmember Trent?
Yes, I will also add that it's a great program, and it's an opportunity for police officers to build trusted relationships and show that you are wanting to protect students and help them, because I know that a lot of the job is arresting people doing bad things. So, yeah, I think that I think it's a wonderful program, and I fully support it.
Motion? Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you for everything you do. And I would like to make a motion to approve as presented for the city manager to sign on behalf of the city of Rochester. You and Officer Dramer are an incredible asset to our community and our children. Thank you.
Support?
No support.
Councilmember Trent supports? Roll call. Thank you.
Jones?
Yes.
Vixen?
Yes.
Clauser?
Yes.
Hauser?
Yes.
Salvia?
Yes.
Trent?
Yes.
Right, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks,
Thank you.
Jason. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys,
Thank you.
Go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, George. Chief, you can go home.
Go rest.
All right, next we have consideration of the interlocal partnership between the County of Oakland and the City of Rochester for park operations and management. I think this is city manager.
Yes, I'm just going to chime in. Chris, come on up. Chris Ward is our Parks and Rec Director for Oakland County, and I think he has a guest with him that he'll introduce. I'm very excited to bring this forward. So, Asset Committee met a couple of weeks ago, or last week even, time is flying, to talk about this. So, since the Parks millage, I don't want to steal too much of Chris's thunder here, but since the Parks millage passed, he's been a massive advocate for our community to get some of that money directed here. Our voters overwhelmingly supported this millage. Chris has been a huge advocate for us. He's very much an environmentalist, and he's been working with Rochester Hills and our city with Mayor Barnett to come up with a partnership that we would create this environmental Clinton Oaks environmental trail that would go through from Bloomer, again, sorry, Chris, through Bloomer and along our river. And it's nothing but a positive for us that they would become stewards of the Clinton River. They're working with the Clinton River watershed folks, Clinton River Trail, and they would help us keep the river clean, look for improvements, a partnership. It's really easements together. They're not asking us to turn over land. It will be an agreement. Attorney Crott has been working with their attorney. Jeff, you want to go over it a little bit about what we were doing? And then Chris is going to give a presentation quickly to show you the plan and where it's at and what it's all about. If you may, Madam Mayor.
Okay.
Attorney Crott.
Yes, just briefly, I put a lengthy memo in the file. I know you've read it, but this has been it's an interlocal agreement that does not involve a transfer of the property. This is an agreement that essentially turns over the operation and management to the county park system as part of their park system to maintain, upgrade, program, and there was a number of iterations, and the county's been great to work with as far as the language. I went back and forth a few times with my counterpart over there, Corporation Counsel, and it was a good process. Really, the only thing that I had requested that didn't make its way in there, there's obviously some termination provisions in there, knowing that the city likes control of its places, to, if it didn't work out, just from a convenience standpoint, could either party terminate it for just because they wanted to, and the answer was no. This is tied to their bonding and their program, so they don't have that in their other agreements, and so I pointed out, not to say don't do it, but to say that there was an area or two that I would have liked to have seen, but I understand why, because they do put money into it and time into it and so forth. So this is, they're going to be controlling. If the city wants to use it for whatever purposes, I don't think the city ever uses it now, but hypothetically, then it would need to go through the county and go through their management process. So I don't see an issue with the city proceeding with the agreement from a legal perspective.
And Madam Mayor, we work with DPW Director Schaefer about this. And again, if you can picture the river, it's tough to get there. Our fire department has a lot of trouble. We have people taking rafts, kids, kayaks down there. And a big part of this project that I'm most proud of is that the county is working with Berry Global, who took that 127 acres south of the school board piece on Letica. They have that under control. They haven't closed on it yet, but hopefully they will. They will control that property. They then allowed, I've been on this committee for 2.5 years with Fish and Wildlife and the state and the feds to fix the Yates River bypass. So they've agreed to allow them to restructure the river, relocate it. Once they gain control of the project, that will take place next year. They've actually helped fund it. The state has put in the $3 million to actually make this happen. So it's like a giant win-win for all of us. I talked to Mayor Barnett. He's excited about the opportunity. So, Chris, I should have been quiet so you could talk. I apologize.
Okay. Thank you. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you. Congratulations as well to all of you as you enter this session or term. Those of you who are returning and new members, there's nothing quite like that honor of being an elected official. I was many years ago. And I couldn't help but reflect as I was listening to the meeting. I was appointed this position 4 years ago this month. And I thought I really arrived. I got in my office and I'm the director and I'm important and all that thing. So my assistant said, there is a resident on the phone that wants to speak to the director immediately. And I thought, okay, I can handle this, director. And the gentleman that was on the other side of the line let me know that our porta potties were frozen at Orion Oaks. He wanted to know what I was going to do about it. So there's something universal about us all having to deal with doo-doo.
True.
It brings us back down to earth.
Good link. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So thank you for a little bit of time tonight and for entertaining this concept of a partnership. Alan Jaros is with me. Alan is the Deputy Director Oakland County Parks recently joined the team after operating the Bowers School Farm and the Johnson Nature Center in Bloomfield.
Now I know, I met you there, yes, congratulations,
Always
yeah.
have staging me.
Yeah.
And we are really putting a big emphasis on nature, learning, hands-on experiences, and so Alan joining the team is really adding a whole new element and working towards partnering more with schools where we really haven't had those types of relationships in the past, so that's exciting. I also want to acknowledge County Commissioner Brendan Johnson, who has been a huge help in bringing this over the finish line. On the board commission, he's been the #1 advocate in some of the tougher spots, really come through. This has been a complicated deal, essentially. There are 4 elements that all kind of had to happen simultaneously, so there's some serendipity here. We do have, as Nick mentioned, we are purchasing that property, 127 acres, and been listed for sale. It's such an incredible space. To have the thought that it might be lost for public access was just, beyond belief. And we've been working with the Great Lakes Fisheries Commission on the project to address the invasive species control there. And that apparently is like one of the most important control points for the sea lamprey, the vampires of the Great Lakes. So this is going to facilitate that moving forward. Of course, the restoration of the Clinton River Trail, we were asked to kind of bring in that last piece of gap funding to make that happen, and then we had been discussing a partnership with Rochester Hills regarding the north part of Bloomer Park. So all of this sort of came together nicely in this unique opportunity for what is really one of the most extraordinary recreation ecological spaces in Oakland County. It is the crossroads of 2 trails that connect to statewide trails, so you can go from Great Lakes to Great Lakes from there. The Paint Creek and Clinton River are like ecological gems really there. So for us to have this opportunity at this late stage in the game, in 59 years of our existence, to be able to be present in the community and to bring these dollars back into the Rochester area, we really feel very fortunate. We're excited about this opportunity that's before us here today. So why we're here tonight is we are asking for your approval of a 30-year partnership agreement between Oakland County Parks and the city that would allow us to operate and manage in collaboration, where we'll be working together to make decisions regarding the future of this park and how it's operated with all of you. We have found this to be a very good way to achieve this goal of getting present in communities that don't have a lot of land left for us to create new parks. We have partnership agreements with Pontiac, Oak Park, Southfield, Madison Heights, and more coming as well, where we focus on existing publicly owned land, avoid the cost of acquisition, and put all of the funding into improvements that the public can enjoy. So it does seem like a good win-win scenario for everyone around. Our vision for this, the centerpiece of this is the beautiful natural area, and that is what we want to make sure is preserved, but that people have access to enjoy it and experience it. There's so many benefits that come with spending time in nature for your physical and mental health. We feel that's a real core part of our responsibility, is getting people access and closer to be able to enjoy that. There's 100,000 people that live in Oakland County within, I think it's a 10-minute drive of this particular property. So what the agreement does is, as was mentioned, the city will maintain ownership of the property. We will take on the responsibility of managing, operating, securing, improving the property. It'll be part of a overall 275-acre Clinton River Oaks Park that is this 48 acres plus the 127 acres previously mentioned, and a partnership agreement we entered into with the city of Rochester Hills for 108 acres that is the north portion of Bloomer Park, if you're familiar, sort of the the ravine down to the area at the river level. And it's a 30-year agreement. As I said, we wouldn't make any payment for the use of the property, and that does allow us to then put our funding into improvement of the property. You can see a picture of the property we're talking about in question. There is, I think, maybe 3 different parcels that make up the 48 acres. On the other end of the park, the Bloomer Park agreement allows us to use the Yates Park as sort of the entry point for this park. One of our core messages with our millage was we want to maintain free access to our park, so that'll be an entry point for the park. Over time, we'll be certainly working with the city. We hope to find other opportunities to add additional parking access points. It's a challenging property, frankly, just because of the floodplain and the river being there. But we'll be able to at least start with an existing parking lot and restroom facility, and maybe also talk about the, on Letica Drive, the trail entry point there. So what we would also be bringing to the table and what the city would gain is a significant county investment. I'll say, overall, if you add all of these pieces together, both ours, the foundation money, that went into the trail restoration, the federal money that's coming together, there's about $12 million that is being invested in public recreation and natural area conservation here in the community. So that's, I think, a very positive thing. Our initial investment, our part, $7.9 million on that front end, but we're also going to be, between all of these parcels, going to be making, I'm sure, $3 to $4 million, if not more, of investments in capital improvements. So how that process works is we, per this agreement, work with you or your representative, however you choose, to come up with a capital improvement plan for the park, a park operations and management plan for the park, and it's a collaborative process. You maintain that ownership so you can protect your interests, that we are not utilizing in a way that isn't consistent with what the residents would like here. And we work together to make it a great public asset for everyone. We also have significant resources in terms of natural resources management, and since that is such a centerpiece of this park, that is going to be a high priority. There's quite a bit of invasive species control that needs to be addressed in this corridor. We have entered into a agreement with the Clinton River Watershed Council for 3 years for $150,000 of projects of riverbank stabilization, working towards kayak entry points, addressing some of the safety issues Nick brought up before we get people out onto the river and make sure they're going to be safe. So we're already starting. There are trails that people have created on your property already. So just to be able to manage them at a standard that we would all feel comfortable with, work towards ADA accessibility where feasible, and then integrate it with the rest of the other properties as well. So with that, let's see, I think I've touched on many of these things. I get paid by the word, so pardon my verbosity. It will be signed as a partnership between the two of us, both of our logos on the sign, and of course we'll make sure that this is something you feel good about. The signage, surprisingly, that's been one of the more important things as I've done these partnerships.
Yes, it
Park
is.
names,
Signage is
signage, and logos.
important.
Hardest thing.
Absolutely.
We could spend $12 million, nobody argues, but logos, park names, hardest part. And if this is successful tonight, really the next step will be to start to do some public engagement. And we'll be looking for your partnership and collaboration to help host some events and get surveys out to the public, hear about what their priorities are. That's an integral part of our process whenever we design and create a park. I'm sure it is as well with the city parks. So look forward to that. Sometime I would think in the winter or early spring at the latest. And I've touched on many of these points as well, and this, I think, also has sort of been repeated. So I really want to say thank you to all of you for this opportunity to bring this forward. When we as governments work together for the common good, everybody wins. So I'm hoping that this hits that mark and is worthy of your support.
Mayor, if I may?
Yes.
Just Wayback Machine, if you remember water towns, if you go under the bridge, the big bridge, we worked with the Clinton River Watershed and we created water towns. We did exactly what Chris is talking about. We held charrettes under the bridge and the public was invited to, what would you like to see? An amphitheater down the hill and wildflowers and a kayak launch and a connector up to Main Street. So this is we've done this before and it was a great partnership. The picture's right on my wall still when you come down the corridor. So Chris reminded, we did that partnership before. So this is like that next step forward. So.
Any questions? Councilmember Trent?
Yeah, I am very excited about this, as I know everyone is up here. 275 acres, that's a wonderful amount of land that you will be providing for the public good and use. My question is are you working with Clinton River Watershed Council about with the invasive species, or is it just multiple vendors? Or I really am excited you're doing something about invasive species.
Yes. It's nice to see you again.
Oh, nice to see you again.
We tried to partner earlier this year and we had a little false start, so I'm glad we're back again. We are contracting with them. They're going to do the work.
Okay,
And
great.
Often that's the fastest way.
Yeah.
We're government. No offense, but
No,
no offense to me either, but sometimes we don't move the fastest and do it in contract with an outside nonprofit.
Well,
Get it
yeah.
done faster.
And they're a wonderful nonprofit. They worked with Riverbank Stabilization with the city of Rochester a few years ago. Excellent job. And also, you talk about you're talking about the river changing at the cider mill? Cider mill?
I can help with that.
What does that mean?
So, if you could picture in the aerial, so Yates Dam is here. The river came down, went over the dam, powered that. About 5 years ago, those two massive back-to-back storms blew out the river, a cut through below the dam. So it cut through, and what Chris talked about is lamprey get in the Clinton River. They're there. The larvae's there. We can't let them get into Paint Creek because that's a designated trout stream. If they're in there, we could lose the whole stock of trout there. Unfortunately, we found DNA in the water this fall that some of them, we don't know how, but it's hard for them to get over the little dam we have up at, under the bridge on Main Street. But so about 3 years ago, the feds came in, worked with the Letica Corporation, Mara Letica, and they let us go in there, put sheet piling to block off that opening that went to Yates Dam. So it lasted for a year and a half. And then the two big storms last year that made our trail blow out, blew it out again. It got behind the sheet piling and cut it open bigger. So the only way to fix this now is to move the river, straighten it out. So it's a big S bend right now. They're going to work with the county if they get control of that property and go straighten the river out. So it takes all the pressure off the bends and restore it all. So I've been down in there with them. It affects a lot of trees. They're going to restore trees. This is a lot of layers of government. There's probably 8 organizations, 50 permits that have to go through. That to do Lomar, Clomar, where they talk about what water can be held, what can't be held, what invasives are going to get out, what natives are going to be put in. So it's complicated. The dam doesn't work. Mr. Michael that owns the dam has done significant work on that dam while no water's going over it. Now there's a platform that's across the top. He's going to fix that or remove it. So the dam will be ready to take the new water coming over it, and we should be good to go. So that river has to be relocated to make it happen.
Thank you.
Chris, thanks for doing this. Some of us, I think Nancy and I have heard this at the asset management meeting, so it was really helpful to hear it again. None of us felt that it was a takeover. In fact, everyone felt it was very mutually beneficial. So with that, I'd like to make a motion to authorize the city manager to execute the agreement on behalf of the city.
Support?
Support.
Councilmember Trent? Any other discussion? I do have just a couple of quick questions. I know you said you'd work in partnership with us as you develop what's going to be in there, what our citizens would like to see. Who would that work with be with? would
Yep.
it be?
So Nick and I,
okay.
pretty much a seal, our engineers, so we'll bring the whole team and Carl, everybody will get involved, Jason Dickinson, because we've already started those dialogues, because they're in their exploratory, what do we want to do down there? And he's right, if you go down there, Jeremy Peckins talks about, as a kid, he says, but taking his bikes down, there's a ton of BMX bike tracks down there. There's camps down there, there's all kinds of stuff that might not be the best thing that's down there, but now it's to more formalize it. So they would work with our team, and then they have the expertise on how to get these charrettes done, et cetera. And then we'll hold public meetings, we can do it at the community house, we can do it at the school board property, they said they could do it there, we could do it there. So we'll engage everybody we can.
Okay, and one other quick question, maybe I'm reading this wrong, but in the information we received, it said the agreement, unless terminated sooner, would end at the end of the park millage in 43, but it's a 30-year agreement, 2040. So what's the explanation on that?
So what happened was the terms of the Rochester Hills Partnership Agreement changed after this was drafted and sent over to the city. That was originally, at their request, like a 19-year agreement, because they wanted to tie it to the parks millage term. We have had that on the ballot, I don't know how many times over the years, and never gotten less than 65% of the vote. And so the final agreement we came to with Rochester Hills was the 30-year agreement. It would be great if it could match up. We'd be comfortable with whatever term you'd like to do, but the problem with the shorter terms is it's harder to make the case for me, to my governing board, to keep putting investments in the property if its future is
I think I
uncertain.
need city attorney to have comment on this, please.
Yes, thank you. That is that was a change later on. So in paragraph 2.1, it does say that the agreement length is 30 years from the effective date. So,
Okay.
so the memo was using
Was incorrect on
the
that.
previous.
We switched.
Okay, that's fine.
And just that you're making a good point, because there is a transition period. So if you approve it today, there's a transition period through June. And so we'll continue to maintain it, start transitioning that to the county. The county is, what he's referring to is preparing 3 agreements, capital improvement plan, maintenance plan of it. So that will be subject to city council approval. That's one of the things that we did work on to make sure that you were all comfortable with what's going on. And if it's a no-go at that point, the agreement terminates. So this isn't the last, you'll know what's going on, it's not, you'll never see him again. So.
Okay,
Always
thanks
put
for
it
that
like-
input.
It's like we're getting engaged, but we could still leave each other at the altar.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments, council? Okay, roll call, please.
Jones,
Yes.
Vixen,
Yes.
Clouser,
Yes.
Hauser,
Yes.
Salvia,
Yes.
Trent.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And welcome.
Yeah, nice,
Thank you.
welcome to the team.
All right, next is consideration of a request to approve the receipt of a grant from Oakland County Parks and Recreation and to authorize the city manager to sign the grant agreement.
So again, Jason's coming up, so we were lucky enough, and what Chris alluded to was the $750,000 funding gap that we were looking to get our trails fixed in the county. And Brendan, thank you for helping with that. It's an agreement that we've gone over, and we need to formally accept it so that I could sign the document. How the money's dispersed it's complicated because there's 5 or 6 granting sources. So we're working with this granting source, and Jason, if you want to go over that a little bit.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's basically what it is. Parks has graciously offered the $700,000 that we can use towards repairing the trail. So, the same but different than the park that's there, but, kind of all ties in, so.
So we basically are just saying we accept this
Correct.
$700,000.
Correct.
Sign the agreement, okay? Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the $700,000.
All right, motion by Salvia.
I'll support.
And support by Trent. All right, any other comments or questions? Okay. Madam Clerk?
Jones,
Yes.
Vixen,
Yes.
Clouser,
Yes.
Hauser,
Yes.
Salvia,
Yes.
Trent.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks, Jason.
Thank you, Brenda. Okay, now we're going to receive reports from the various boards. We have so many tonight. So I just, I'm City Beautiful. Okay, sorry. Debbie's going to do City Beautiful. Hold on. Bear with me here. Okay. City Beautiful had their meeting on November 12th. We had another scout come who wants to do a project with us for his Eagle project. So he and his father sat in our meeting, and we talked about some of the projects that we might be able to do. And he is going to look at doing a birdhouse. He's going to come to us with what birds, what area of the park, what birds, and so that is in motion. It would be for next year. There was even some talk about the fitness station needing to be upgraded, and so that was another thing we talked about. We had received that grant for $1,400. We talked about that a little bit. We also talked about the amplifier. That process is kind of going along. That will be done in the spring, and I think that's the highlights. All right, next, we have the retirement board. I figured that was Councilmember Hauser.
That is me. Thank you, Mayor. So we had our meeting. The committee received a comprehensive market and investment update from Morgan Stanley. I'm pleased to report that markets performed strongly in the third quarter with all major asset classes up for both the quarter and the year. Earnings growth remains robust and interest rates are expected to decline further, which is positive for both equities and bonds. The city's investment funds are financially healthy. The OPEB trust, which is the other post-employment benefits, which is your health care and life insurance, is overfunded by approximately $5 million, exceeding all financial targets. The pension trust remains underfunded by approximately $4 million, but continues to perform well relative to peer funds. However, combined, the city has more than enough assets set aside to meet our long-term retiree obligations. That being said, both the OPEB and pension trusts required rebalancing. For OPEB, the committee approved trimming gains in equities and reallocating to more liquid fixed income to support upcoming withdrawals. And for the pension trust, significant distribution needs require drawing down across multiple managers and shifting proceeds to cash for MERS payments. We had an update from the attorney. Legal counsel found there were no issues with using OPEB trust funds to reimburse the city for retiree health savings account, which is good for the city because this could potentially free up some general fund dollars to potentially allow council to make additional pension contributions. Finally, the committee agreed, and this was, Nancy had brought this up, and I thought is actually a really good idea, is part of our strategic planning, as part of everything that we try and do to evaluate. The committee agreed unanimously to review the investment policy statements annually beginning in July and to receive allocation versus policy reporting in each meeting. So what we want to do is make sure that we are following and adhering to our established investment principles as we go along, and we're not just, thinking short-term, but rather for a very long-term approach. So overall, the city remains in a strong financial position with responsible management, well-funded long-term obligations, sound investment oversight. If there's any other questions, I'm happy to answer, but really, Anthony Maggio is an expert in this. I know Nancy's on the board, and Mr. Berlitich is here as well. So all of those guys, and Stuart too. Questions, just ask, okay? That's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Report from Asset Management. That is either Councilmember Hauser or
I'll have that one.
Councilmember Salvia. Very
Thank
good.
you.
Yep.
Thank you. So Asset Management met November 13th. We talked about the Oakland County Parks Agreement that we just talked about. A lot of discussion on Paiser ratings. The long-awaited condition of our roads has been provided. So this was last done in 2021. So we had maps that compared 2021 to 2025. Really, we've made some really good progress. So I think we are all happy to note the progress. However, when you add together the dollars of what we need to spend to improve our roads. So this includes roads that are rated between poor and fair. So Paiser ratings of 1 to 5. 10 is the best. 10 is like they just put it in. We have $66.5 million of road work on our plate. So clearly this is not an elephant that we can eat all at one bite, but we acknowledge we've made progress. We're putting together next steps and strategy. One of the things that we talked about was the fact that we want to look at maybe some of the higher traffic roads to prioritize, to kind of, if you will, get bang for the buck. So more to come. Those Paiser ratings, the maps, are those out on the city website?
Nick, are they?
If not, I know they're on the SEMCOG website, but they should be, in my opinion, on our website. We talked about sanitary and storm cleaning. This bid is going out right now in December. It'll be back in January. So this will come back before asset management, and then if it looks good, it'll come to city council. We talked about municipal park playground number 2, a playground proposal. I think it was also discussed at the budget meeting, so, but more to come on that. Some cost savings, good news. We used to have an Amoresco contract, and thankfully, now that we have Jason Warner, everything he does is probably better than what we were getting through Amoresco, so we're gonna save $5,000 a year on that, as well as he's probably gonna do a better job, my guess, because he knows us. And then there was some other discussion that we may see something come before council in the future where apparently Verizon is still looking to do some sort of lease with the city. And that is it.
Oh, very thorough report, thank you. Report for Heritage Days, I believe back to you, Councilmember Salvia.
Yeah, so just really a brief update. Again, I think we talked about this, or they talked about it at the budget meeting in terms of allocating some dollars towards Heritage Days. So the date is May 30th and 31st. It's the weekend after Memorial Day. It's going to be bigger, better, and more wonderful than ever in the past, so stay tuned for more.
Very good. Okay, the next report would be Councilmember Sage, who's no longer a council member, so that's Paint Creek Trailways. Does anyone have anything? No? Okay, so we're going to move along. Report from Rochester Community House, Councilmember Salvia.
Yes, so the Community House Board met on November 18th. They have a couple of financial updates. They have the same cash on hand as they did the previous year, so maintaining steady cash flow. But really probably the highlight and what I want to talk about is the fact that also last week? Yeah, November 21st, Jason Warner and I attended a community house really design review regarding the project, really kind of getting into the weeds, if you will, in terms of how can we get this project back in the cost box. So we talked about everything from furnace location, the drinking fountain, changing the railings to composite, revised gutter locations, changing the footings, you name it, we talked about it. So in terms of the timeline, we are going to have an architectural set of drawings this week, it looks like, November 26th. Civil set completion by December 8th. Site plan submitted by December 15th. So hopefully in January, those revised site plans, basically it takes out the basement and redesigns it. This is, I think, the third time, probably the fourth time, to get this back in the box. We do not want to turn away $2 million from the state of Michigan. So again, January's Planning Commission, bidding early in January, and then potential construction starting in March of 2026.
So thank you. Councilmember Trent, a report for the DDA.
Yes, on Wednesday, November 26th, bids are due for the Graham. They will be coming in. And planning will have everything they need for their December 10 planning meeting. So be ready for that.
December 10th?
December 10th, they said.
That's it's December 1st.
Oh,
Yeah.
for Jan,
Yeah.
oh, okay, sorry. I thought that's what they meant. Okay, never mind. Well, that's correct. That's correct. So the Holiday Expo was another huge success, and that was it. That was on November 10. Over 1,000 people attended. It was the best Holiday Expo to date, most attended, going by that. And 65 spaces were sold out quite quickly when they put them online, when the Downtown Development Authority put them online in August. So this is a partnership between the Downtown Development Authority and the Rochester Regional Chamber of Commerce, and it is very successful. Half the vendors, though, are from our downtown Rochester businesses.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. The Festival of the Trees was November 21st. It's the fundraiser for the Big Bright Light Show. That was a phenomenal success. I was there, very excited about all the beautiful trees. It was sponsored by Merrill Lynch, Councilmember Salvia. Thank you for that. Yes, the DDA spoke about getting in front of this budget for the PSD and the downtown development annual budget that we have to approve. So they want to get ahead of that, and they'll be working hard at a joint meeting or some kind of meeting, January 21st. I think it's joint, but it is their goals and objectives, so I wasn't clear on that, but they are wanting to get ahead of both those budgets. There's going to be a business seat open because Tanya Karsten, who was the owner of Ratatouille and previously Victoria's Tea House, it was her last meeting. She'd been on for 6 years, and we thanked her for her service. It was my last meeting after 18 years on the DDA.
It's a long time.
It's a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. As I said, it's not the Hotel California. You can check out. For those of us who know that song. And the DDA has a new ornament for sale. It is the Big Bright Light Show ornament. It is, you can purchase it and other ornaments online or at the Collaboration Studio on Main Street, and along with gift certificates. And that is it for the DDA.
Thank you. Parking Advisory Committee, would that also be Council?
Oh, I got it. I got
Okay.
it. Sorry, I was asleep at the wheel for a minute there. Got that one was still coming. Okay.
A lot
Yeah, the
tonight,
PAC
so.
met November 19th, and Chief, we sent him home. Okay. So really, the focus of the meeting was to take a look at potentially a new meter. But even the reason why we'd be looking at a meter is not to just use it as a meter, but to use it more as a pay station. So I think the consensus is how do we get rid of meters? So then why would they be showing us a meter? Is to use them as a pay station, a more cost-effective way to do pay stations. I think, city manager, I think it was received with kind of lukewarmness, particular due to the appearance. It's a bit modern, and we're kind of particular about our charm, especially on Main Street. So, we may look to install one as a pilot off Main Street in, we said, 2 lots. Yeah, elevator and brunch house parking lots to try to use them as a pilot to see if they could work as a pay station. So it was a reminder, a pay station, you pull in, you park, but you have to put your license plate number in, which I think is going to be a challenge, and then you pay for parking versus having to use a meter. So stay tuned on that. Talked about Lot 1, where we changed to the signs with the QR codes. Apparently, we have not had a lot of complaints, and we're starting to see some increased use in the decks as a result of that lot being monetized. We went through the financials, parking enforcement, part-time status, so we've got better coverage with the 2 part-time, so we'll have more coverage on evenings and weekends. So I think that is good without spending more money. And we still, the other thing is on the partial roof for the east bid. We need to wait to do that. That's in the approved budget. We need to wait to do that because the Graham still may be under construction next spring for the farmer's market. So as much as we would like to have that up, we need to wait on that. And then last, still want to get to, Roger Knapp really wants us to get to having this audit, looking at all the lots and the usage and the mix of permits versus paid. And so I believe we're going to have a little working group that's going to take a look at that the first of the year. So, thank you.
If I might add one more thing, you're going to see the lot by the elevator very heavily used during the day. Mr. Mosheri called. He's going to purchase full price parking passes for his employees. Literally 1 or 2 cars use it during the day. At night, it's full and they'll be gone by then. So they will fill up that lot with their employees, but pay a permit pass for that, which is great. So it'll get used and then it'll be free in the evening for anybody to use. And that Park Mobile is working. People are getting used to it, but it really drove those users into the deck. I think Chief George, we sold 38 more permits for the deck because those people are like, if I'm paying for Park Mobile, I might as well just go in the deck. So.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks. Historical Commission.
I have a question
Oh,
about,
sorry.
I have a question about Lot 1. I know everybody sounds like they're very thrilled about it. I have seen it empty a lot. I've also seen mothers with children trying to get to the farmer's market, trying to go back and forth, trying to figure out how Park Mobile works, and it's really a problem. And I don't know if any of you have been watching, but I have, because I'm not fully sold on it, but I'm glad to see that you're going to get some monetary value out of it, because I've also had a few business owners discuss how it's not working, that no one's in it. And I know it pushed people over to the parking structures, but that's my 2 cents.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Trent. So we don't, since Historical Commission, we would not have a report tonight. Sarah's not here, so Councilmember Coogan's not here, so that's it. And then Budget and Finance, Councilmember Trent's going to give us an update on that.
All right, so Friday, November 14th, the Budget and Finance Committee met. We had a fund balance review, which was a financial audit and pre-audit analysis, was a total of $1 million more than projected, so that was a nice little pot of money for us to take a look at several options of how it could be spent. So the discussion was how to allocate the funds and prioritize them. We talked about using $285,000 for the Kiwanis Playground for new equipment that's over 20 years old for safety concerns of our children, or other people's children, not mine, they're grown. And then $260,000 for the LED lighting bill that, if paid off, would save money. And we looked at road upgrades. We can always do road upgrades, as Mayor Pro Tem Bixson tells us, and we understand that, we know that. We also talked about the Heritage Day budget, wanting to allocate some more funds for that. I think that will be coming soon to council to approve. We have an annual SWOT every year where the employees vote on strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and then comparatively the council votes, and then we see how those strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats align. We discussed the third-party grant from SimCog for the street Paiser rating that was free to the city for the to assess road conditions, which was discussed, but already discussed. And last but not least, if anyone worried about sundial plaques, then they were restored. It is, they are. You can go by the sundial.
City Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go, City Beautiful. Yep. Thank you very much.
All right, that's it for all the reports finally, so we'll just go through them. Do we?
Yep.
Any other public comment tonight? Oh, there we go.
Nice.
Hi, I was, we have the same microphones. And
You're right, you're right.
That's fun. My name is Brendan Johnson. I'm the county commissioner. How much of my address do you need?
Is it long?
No, I don't. Glen Circle, Rochester Hills, Michigan. 1 mile that way. No, I just wanted to say thank you very much for your unanimous approval of our interlocal agreement with the future Clinton River Oaks project. It was a very tenacious four-legged stool, and multiple of the legs at various points in the last 2 months looked like they very well may get kicked out. And I know that the whole stool really wouldn't have made a lot of sense if it didn't have all 4 of the legs. So I just want to thank you very much for supporting this. I think it's going to be a fabulous asset for all of our citizens. So thanks.
Oh,
Thank you. Thanks for being
very
here.
much. Any other public comment? All right.
Jeff, Brian, see.
Brian, is there anyone that wants to make a comment online?
Hello, yes, I'm not seeing any hands raised at this time, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now, City Clerk.
Nothing this evening, thank you.
I just want to, I'm sure some of you are going to say this, but I'll just congratulate, I wrote in my little manager's thing today, that gushing over the success last night. Tough world out there right now, things that happened over the weekend. Chief George is an amazing communicator. Chief John's an amazing communicator. Nick and his team communicate. So we, like Chief George says, way over plan and pray for something good to happen. But if something would have happened, we would be ready. It's sobering. We had a community like luncheon with the community leaders. They call Brian Barnett, sets us up every quarter. We had met that morning, and he says it's okay to say this, but when he was up at his lighting, he said, you realize how vulnerable you are in front of all these people, anybody that's there, electeds, just the residents, right? And to see that event get pulled off, and Channel 7, thank you so much. Christie's got some great news that they're going to do an hour special next year. Mike Murray is the general manager. He lives right around here. His daughter's best friends with my daughter. And he was gushing over how Glenda did, Dave did, Mr. Rexroth did. It was a heck of a night. It went off without a hitch. The roads got open early to see the smiles on people. So I just congratulate my staff. Hundreds and hundreds of hours went on. The EOC, everybody was right there. Anthony flying drones and counting people, and looks like there's like 46,000 people that, I'm sorry, 56 that were there, yep. And they were prepared for everything. I just heard nothing but good things. To see the presence of the law from, I think, with 5 or 6 communities with their uniforms on, people were thanking the police officers for being there, and there was 80 of them that you didn't see, that you didn't know that were played close. So congratulations to the team. Christy, Jenna Taylor, home run.
Yeah.
And very, very happy. So thank you very much. And happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Anthony's going to be in charge. I'm going to go to Texas to see the grandkids tomorrow, be back Sunday, and Anthony's in town. So we're good to go there. So thank you so much.
Mayor Pro Tem? Or Jeff?
Nothing, thank you.
Okay, sorry. That's good.
Yeah, I would also like to thank Nick, staff chief, for the great job with Lanyap. That has become a southeastern Michigan, state of Michigan event, so thank you for that. I would like to welcome Jessica Klauser to the elected officials club now, and I'm sure you will do fantastically, so congratulations, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Councilmember Klauser.
Lanyap was fantastic, so great job to everyone involved. And I just want to thank everyone again for this opportunity. I'm super excited to see what we can all do when we work together and what we're going to accomplish. And just again, thank you to everyone.
Councilmember Salvia.
Yeah, thank you. So I just really want to echo the Big Bright Light Show and Lanyap comments. And in case you're wondering how Christy and her family ended up on the stage, she has never been on the stage to flip the switch for the Big Bright Lights. Never in the 20 years. And someone purchased at the Festival of Trees the opportunity to do that and gave it to her. So it was super special and just incredible night. Couldn't stop smiling. And, you know, my comment is, I think everyone felt so safe, even with the big crowd. And sometimes people get a little nervous with crowds, but everyone felt so safe. I met people from out of the state, from across the state. It was just an incredible evening, and so just thank you to everyone.
Councilmember Trent.
Yes, I echo how wonderful Lanyap was and how seamless and it went without a hitch. I'd also like to welcome back the 4 incumbents. It's good to see you all again. And our newest member, Councilmember Klauser. I would also had been putting off saying something because I felt like everything had been put to bed about these emails I was getting, and I did appreciate knowing how much support there is when you get these emails. However, I would respectfully ask when those emails come about the 4th time or maybe the 7th time when you're getting the same exact email, it is, I would say, incumbent on them, if there's anything in there that insinuates that we are not an objective and respectful to each other, we do not, and this is what I like about this council, for working on this council for 2 years, working with them. They're objective, and they do never put their personal feelings in any of our, how we finish our, how we decide what we decide up here. And that is what I want to thank everyone for doing. I'm a little nervous saying this because I usually don't do this in this manner, but I truly do respect everyone, and I look forward to the next 2 years.
Thank you. Councilmember.
I want to echo what was said about last night. that happens because so many people come together and work together cohesively, and they plan and plan and plan, probably starting tomorrow already for next year. So thank you for everyone, and thank you for the DDA too for Friday, that Festival of Trees was really, really nice. And Marilyn, your tree was fantastic. Even though we were not the winning bidder, it would have looked good in our house. So that's it. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
I'm not going to go through everything that's already been said, but I welcome the new council working together, and we are going to work on commissions and boards, so everybody kind of look and see what they want to do. And as far as any citizens, any residents that are applying, please apply for any of the open positions, and then we will go through that process also. And that's it for me. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. That's it. Thank you. No.
All right, first meeting in the